Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Shatoka, and if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for coming back. So today I wanted to share my top 5 knit sewing patterns. I always say on my channel that I'm a knits girl, and I truly am. I love sewing with knit fabric, and so I wanted to share with you guys my favorite one. So if that's something you are interested in, go ahead and stick around. So I pulled out my patterns that I always are my go-to knit patterns out of my binders to share with you guys. So I do have 5 that I want to share, and then I have an honorable mention. So the honorable mention I decided to throw in here because I really love that dress. I actually made it the end of last summer, and I only got to wear it like the one time, and I'm gonna make many more. So I want to share it with you guys. But yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go over the patterns, and I am going to show the makes, and then I'll also insert pictures and videos of me in them. So the first one is actually a Mimi G Simplicity pattern. I actually have it on. This is one of the makes that I made. This is 9701, and I love this dress. I really love that neckline. It's a scoop neckline, and I love that it is a facing on this dress. There are a couple of variations in this pattern. There are 2, and they're the same but just different lengths, and you do have like a longer sleeve in one, but it's such a nice dress. It's definitely a go-to for me. It is an easy to sew pattern, and it is very easy. I did look through the instructions, but I already knew like this is going to be one that I could just whip up. You pretty much just get for the pieces. I love this purple one that I had on. This is actually the first one that I made, and then I ended up making another one out of a green and white fabric that I got from Joann's. I actually only wore this one time, like on a date night. Me and my boyfriend went to a concert and I wore it. And then the second one I made out of this beautiful jersey knit from Joann's. And I actually haven't worn this out yet, but I did wear it in the review when I did it last year. But I really love it. I do have a longer sleeve. I actually ran out of fabric for this dress, so I ended up making it a short sleeve, but it was fine. It still is the length of the actual shorter one. This one is also that length as well. Actually, you know what? I think this one might be a little bit longer, but I absolutely love it. It is so soft. And again, I love that this dress has a facing on it, because sometimes hemming knit fabrics can be, you know, finicky. And although I do have like my, you know, troubleshooting things that I do for sewing with knits, but I just love that this had a facing, and I love this one as well. I definitely need to wear this out soon. It's so comfortable. I ended up cutting a size 16 in this one. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I made this one first because I made a 16, and this fabric stretched so much that I was like, I definitely could have did a 14 in a dress. So I ended up making a 14 in this one, and I really love the fit. However, this is a thicker knit, so it feels tighter like than I think this type of fabric would feel in a 14. So in retrospect, I think this probably would have been better at a 16, but it looks fine. I just feel like this fabric, because it stretches so much, definitely needed to be a 14. But I definitely would say get this one if you don't have this on a next sale. But it's a pretty new one. I think this came out in 2022. Or 3, was it 3? Probably 2023, but it was very popular. And then also, because I love the neckline so much, I actually ended up hacking the top of the dress and ended up putting it with like a circle skirt like type of bottom. I actually wore this to a friend's birthday party, and then I wore it again to the sorority retreat. We had to wear all white, but I love that neckline so much that I ended up making it in a different variation. So I can definitely see me doing this again. I actually ended up making a green dress as well with that same type of hack, and I did a video on the channel about it. But again, absolutely love it. And then I just didn't put sleeves on this. So that's the cool thing about sewing. We can do what we want. So the pattern has sleeves in it, but I just left the sleeves off and hemmed it as normal. So yeah, that is Simplicity 9701. It definitely was a very popular pattern last year. You can put that Simplicity number in Instagram and you can see many sewers made it, and I'll definitely make more because it is truly like a go-to knit dress for me. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the next one. So my next one, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you will see that I had shared more recently in February a photo grid of me in 3 times that I did make this pattern. So this is actually a Simplicity pattern as well. This is Simplicity 9679, and it again was a very popular pattern for your knit fabrics, and I ended up making the first one last year. And it is an easy to sew pattern. It is so simple to come together. The first one I actually made out of this one was a shirt, a black and white top, and I made the long sleeve. I believe this is view C. Yeah, I did view C, so it's the one that the model has on, and I did it. And the only thing that I did different with this one is that I ended up having to add a cuff to the sleeve because the sleeve wasn't long enough. So I'll actually show you guys on the pattern. It shows that view A has a cuff, and I ended up just taking that cuff and adding it to the bottom of view A. But when I ended up making the pattern a couple more times, I just extended it down so I didn't have to do that. But that was the only alteration. I actually think I cut a 12. Actually, let me grab. I had some little notes in this shirt. No, I actually cut a 14 and it fit really well. I really love this fabric. It was like in my stash, and again, I'll be inserting pictures and video of me in these makes, but I really love this. So this is the first one that I ended up making. So I really loved it. So what I decided to do next was to make a dress, and it came out so cute. So this is a knit. Where did I get this knit? I'm not even sure. I think I had it in my stash for such a long time, but I ended up making a dress. So I basically just made view C and extended it down, I believe about 12 or 13 inches, and made a mini dress. And I love how it turned out. When I wore it, I actually wore it the first time with jeans and I scrunched it up. But then when I wore it again, I wore it like as a mini dress with tights, but it is so nice. I just love that shoulder feature, and it is a go-to for me for sure. I have not yet made a sleeveless shirt, but I did end up making the dress again. So I made it 3 times. I made it for my birthday trip. I ended up making a sleeveless version of a dress. So the sleeveless version in the pattern is view B. So I ended up making this, but extending it down to make it a dress. And this is it. I got this fabric from Joann's on clearance. Super nice. It's like a jersey. It's like the green and white dress. So it's super stretchy. Really love it. I did make this one a little bit longer because I wore it for my birthday trip. My birthday is in February. And even though I went to California, I still wanted it to be longer. So I wore it with tights and boots, but I love it. But that shoulder detail in this pattern is just so nice. So I'm definitely going to make a few tops for the summertime to just wear with jeans and cut off shorts because it's such a good pattern. And again, this is one that you can put on Instagram, like put the hashtag in and see so many variations because it was a very popular pattern as well. This is also an easy to sew pattern. I buy patterns that I like. I'm not all the time looking to see like, oh, is this an easy to sew? But a lot of the knit patterns that I gravitate towards are easy to sew. So that makes it even better for me because they have a quick turnaround time. And I can sometimes be impatient with sewing. I want my things to turn around really quickly. So I absolutely love this one. So the next one, this is another go-to knit dress for me. This is 9175. I've been making this one for a while, and I make it in all variations. I make the different sleeve variations, and I've made the turtleneck one. Actually, the turtleneck one out of this snake print fabric that I actually ended up getting from Melanated Fabrics when they first opened up was my first pattern review on this channel, and I absolutely love it. This is Simplicity 9175. So nice. It is my tried and true knit dress. When I want something quick, I'll grab it. So I'm going to grab the first one that I made from that pattern. And again, it is a snake skin dress. Again, I did a pattern review on my channel of this dress. So funny, I was actually going back and looking at my older videos when I did review certain items to see if there were any things that I wanted to say about them. And I've come a long way from that first video, but I'm just glad that I stuck with it and I kept, recording. But yeah, I did a pattern review on this. This fabric is so nice. It is a jersey knit. It is a true like midi. So I took it all the way down. It goes like kind of mid calf on me, which is pretty good for me because I'm tall. So I can imagine that this pattern for a shorty would be like a maxi dress, but I love it. I love this fabric. And so, yeah, I'm bummed to hear that the store has closed now, but I can say I got me a piece of Melanated Fabrics, but absolutely love this. I actually also did a pattern review again because I did a different view and I decided to share it on the channel. And this one I did in a leopard print. I actually got this from Hobby Lobby, I believe. And also it is that midi length, so it is longer, but this one has the variation where it is a split on the sleeve, and I really love that view. Really nice. And that view is view C. So really love how it came together. I actually did wear this out like just on a date like with my boyfriend, but it's really nice. I wore it with like some over the knee boots because it was like cold out with just like a leather jacket. So nice. I love it. Again, it is my tried and true knit dress, and so I also end up making a sleeveless version because it's just such a good shape out of this like stretch denim look fabric. It's like a spandex, but it has like little jean like pockets all over it. So nice. Really glad that I made this up. I actually ended up making this for the So Blue challenge for Martika for awareness for diabetes, and my best friend's grandmother had a birthday party and they wanted us to wear blue, so I ended up making this dress. I didn't have that much of the fabric, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make it sleeveless because I wanted it to be long, and I ended up I ended up like wearing either a cardigan or a blazer over it when I wore it out, but I did a short on this dress, but I love it. So again, this is a go-to knit pattern for me. And I just love it because it's one that you can dress up and down. Like, think about it, this shape of just like a sleeveless one. Actually, I have like some denim Nikes that I could wear with this. Or I could just wear like my white tennis shoes and make it more casual instead of dressy. That's what I really love about this pattern. So the next one I'm going to share, this is actually a really old pattern. I made this years ago and continue to make it because I really loved it. I actually was going through my closet looking for the others, and I think I must have donated them. It's one that I had made and I wore like Mother's Day some years ago. And I'm like, where is it? Because I love it. I can't imagine that I gave that away. A couple other ones I knew I gave away, but that one, I'm like, I don't know. So I'm going to try to insert a picture, but it was a really beautiful like purple print. And I don't know where it is, but this is McCall 6996. Now, unfortunately, when I look on the Simplicity site, I don't see it available anymore, but I think you can still find this one in Joann's Drawers, but it is a pretty old pattern, like 2014 or 15. This is McCall 6996, and it has 3 variations. I've made all of them. I actually like that green view C. I've made a green one before. I don't have that one anymore. I made a turquoise one years ago, but I do have a couple that I still have here to share with you guys. So this is I'll go from not the most recent, the oldest one. So the oldest one that I made out of that pattern is actually like a two-tone. I got this fabric and I didn't have enough, so I actually ended up like color blocking the sleeve, and I still will wear this, but it is like a smaller size, so this one doesn't fit as nice as I would like to anymore, but that's because I made it years ago, and you know, I'm up a few sizes since then, but I still really love it. So the next one is, and that one actually, this one is view, I think it's A. Yeah, I think view A because it doesn't have the collar. So that printed one, go ahead and focus. Is it gonna focus? There we go. So view A, it's the one without like a collar or a peplum. And again, I just ran out of a fabric and couldn't do a full one. And so the next one, I actually did do a video wearing this. I ended up making it out of this beautiful knit fabric that I got locally here in Chicago, and I absolutely love it. It's super nice. And this is the unlined cardigan, by the way, but this one I did the view where it has like the peplum in the back. It's like such a cute like feature, and I wanted to do the collar on this one, but I didn't have enough fabric, but it looks super nice. Again, I did wear it in a video here along with some me-made jeans as well, but I really love this one. And then the most recent one that I made was one that I made for my birthday last year, and I actually lined this one. So this is a fancier fabric. This is a sequin that I actually thrifted, and because it was one of the sequins that are super thin, I ended up lining the inside, just the body part, because I didn't want this scratchy like back to be like up against my skin, and I absolutely loved it. I actually wore it to like a birthday dinner here in Chicago with friends with like a black bodysuit and black leggings. But when I did the review on the channel of my birthday makes, I wore it with like a white bodysuit and jeans. So it's one of those, you know, makes that can be dressed up and down. Again, this is actually the one with like the ruffle in the back. However, I ended up going to get a bigger size envelope because the ones in the past were smaller, but I think I made this in an extra large, and I would like to go down to a large. So it looks fine. However, for that peplum effect, I think it would look much better in a large to be a little bit more tailored, but I still absolutely love it. So if you're looking for a nice cardigan pattern, I would say try to look in the drawers if you don't see it on the Simplicity site, but I don't know. I'm wondering if maybe they changed the number because it's such a good one. I don't know why they would get rid of this one, but yeah, really love this one. So my next one, so this is number 5. And then again, I said I have an honorable mention to share with you guys. So this one is actually a shirt pattern that I've made as a shirt a few times, but I've also hacked it into a dress, and I'm going to continue doing that because it's such a cute one. So this one is McCall 7686. And it has different views and variations of sleeve, but I love it. And I've had it for years. What year is this? Does it have it on here? I don't see it, but it has to be like maybe 2017, 2018, but I absolutely love it because I had the pattern envelope for the smaller size and I cut like a 12. So I know that was years ago. But so I'll just show, like I said, the last time, like most recent, well, oldest to newest. So the oldest is this one shoulder one, which is the like slim one. And so this is actually view C, but I swapped out that wide view for the sleeve and put the skinny sleeve. Go ahead and focus. I think it wants to focus on me. So yeah, I did view C, and I just made a skinny arm and super stretchy knit locally from Chicago. Like most of my fabrics I get are local because I love to like feel and see how much fabric stretches, see if it's see-through. But I do see so many sewists like order fabric online and it's beautiful. I'm like, I gotta start, you know, branching out and doing some online shopping as well. The only online store I have shopped is I shopped Move before, and I shopped Girl Charlie, which is a knit like based store. So I've shopped there, but yeah, I got to start branching out because I see some like really good deals, but I'm like such a like old school. I need to go in the store and like stretch the fabric to see, oh, can I see through it? So yeah, but got this years ago and absolutely love it. I actually wore it in a recent video that I was talking about the hack of the other one. So the other two are two, they're like the same shirt. It is the off the shoulder one. So that is, let me get the pattern again. That is view D. So I ended up making the printed one to go to the Jodeci concert with my boyfriend. And I love this. It came out so nice. I love the bell sleeve on this one. And I did do a pattern review on this one. So after I made that, and I absolutely loved it because I had never did that view before, I ended up making a pink one for my Galentine's party, and I love this one as well. I love this. This is actually just a pink knit that I got in a bundle at Walmart when I was in Detroit. And I always talk about how I can't find fabrics at Walmart because here in Chicago, like, first of all, there's only one and it's kind of far. So I'm really a Target girl, but when I go out of town, I'm like, let me see if they got those fabric bundles. And I found one, and I got this pink, and I made this for my Galentine's. This first one, I actually didn't put the elastic at the top, and I should have, and I needed it. So I made sure the second one, I did put that elastic, but I love both of them. Definitely making many more of them because it's such a cute, simple top. And so the last variation is my favorite because it is a dress that I made for New Year's Eve last year. And I made it out of this beautiful stretch sequin on a velvet fabric, and I love it. So I ended up making it a mini dress, and I did view C. So the one with the bell sleeve, and I extended it down, I believe, want to say like 12 inches, but I made it a mini dress. It's so nice. I did end up lining the top part just so it will have, it'll just be easier and feel better underneath. And I love it, you guys. I absolutely love how this one turned out. Such a beautiful fabric. I just felt like the belle of the ball with this on. So I'm so glad that I did that. And I can see many more of these mini one shoulder bell sleeve dresses in my future. So that's one thing about me. If I find something nice and I love it, I'll keep making it over and over again, especially when I want to just sew up something really quickly and I see a new fabric. I'm like, oh, I know a pattern that'll look so nice with, and I'll sew it up super quick. So yeah, at this point with these, I just cut the pieces out and go right to my sewing machine. I don't have to look at any instructions or do anything. They're so simple to come together. I think this is an easy to sew one too. But yeah, I love, it doesn't say, but it's an easy to sew in my opinion. So nice, minimal pieces. So the honorable mention that I wanted to add to the video is a McCall's pattern. So this is McCall's, actually I had the display number 8062. And it's just so cute. I ended up making the, sleeveless, but I made B. So I made B, but I didn't put a sleeve on it. And you guys, it's so nice. I absolutely love it. I made it at the end of summer last year. So I only got to wear it one time, but I remember after I sewed it, I was like, yeah, this is going to be your dress next spring and summer because it's so cute. And then I could put the sleeve on it if I want, but here it is here. And I'm going to insert video from when I was like wearing it for the pattern review. But you guys, it's so nice. It's so simple, but again, if you have the right fabrics, it's going to look super nice. And I absolutely love it. And I was pretty shocked at like how long it is. So for me, I usually always have to extend patterns, but this one is really nice. Like I didn't have to do anything to this. I actually ended up cutting a large, I believe. Or did I cut an extra large? I don't remember, but I do think I might go down one size in a few depending on my fabric. So for this one, because it's a knit obviously, but it doesn't have like a ton of stretch like some knits do. So if I was doing like a fabric like this jersey that stretches a whole lot more, I would make a smaller size. But this one came out perfect. It's perfect for this season, and I could see myself sewing up a few more before the summer hits, and then also to wear them in the spring. So yeah, I hope you guys will like my top 5 and my honorable mention knit patterns and are encouraged to sew more with the knit fabrics. I absolutely love them. I think it's mainly because I originally started sewing with knit fabric. So in the beginning, I never liked to use patterns, and I was like intimidated with making sure the fit was right. So I would just make things that were stretchy so that even if I cut it a little bit small, I could still fit it. I would just take my clothes out of the closet and cut them out on the fabric and sew them right up. So from the beginning, I've been sewing with knits, and I went through all those same troubles that you have in the beginning with the fabric shifting or it rippling, and having to make sure that I'm having the right needles and using a zigzag, because if you use a straight stitch, your stitch will pop if you don't have an overlock machine. Just so many different things, but I learned them like trial and error, and then also help with YouTube. There was a sewist here. She's no longer with us, but Misha, she used to always share a bunch of tutorials on her channel, and they were mainly knit. And I would do all of those, dresses and makes and shirts and skirts that she would do. And so it just gave me like an affinity for stretch fabric. So I love to sew with them. But yeah, I would say don't be intimidated. Just, you want to make sure you're using a stretch needle or ballpoint needle when you're doing your knits. Make sure you're changing your needles often as well. And you want to do like interfacing on some things. You want to do hem tape on some things. You want to make sure that your seams are structured. And a lot of times I don't hem a lot of things because they don't unravel. So like for instance, this dress, it's not hemmed at the bottom. I just have a really nice cut. So, there's things that you can do with knits that you can't do with wovens that I really love. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. And also, if you are not subscribing, you like this type of content, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you here. Also, click the notification bell so you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. So until next time, bye.